They all got a ring, but a few of them are probably going to need the team to ship it to them. A list here of the notable Patriots free agents this offseason, and there are some big names on this list. Obviously can't keep them all, so we're calling on analytics expert Cynthia Freeland to help us figure out the likelihood that certain players will stay or go, because she says there are mathematical clues for all of them, starting with the guy who's actually not a free agent, but is likely to go, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Where he gone?
Oh, where you going?
Oh, he's gone. Okay, you're calling it already. So you tell me where you think he should go. So the things that we do know about him in his 2 games that we saw him play last season, he played at a quick pace. He executed a fast-paced offense. 2.13 average time in the pocket from snap to release, and that's low. The average in the NFL is about 2.3, 2.4 seconds. So he played a fast-paced offense. The cool thing here is that he did have 7 passes completed for more than 20 yards, which is maybe more surprising than people might give him credit for.
That's true.
Right? You probably didn't think of that. And he did have that 68.3 completion percentage, which is nice and high. The thing that I want to point out here is that it's all about availability of options, and quarterback is a scarce position. Due to this scarcity and the fact that the Browns have 4 picks in the first 2 rounds, that's a lot of equity in the draft. So people could be scared because the Browns do have a need at quarterback, and they could say, okay, well, if I need Jimmy Garoppolo, then I need to, it drives up the price for Jimmy Garoppolo. Even though we don't have a ton of data on him, it's still, because people have this equity, that makes him more valuable.
What about Malcolm Butler?
I mean, with Jimmy Garoppolo, I need 16 games. I need to see 16 games from him. Plus, he's been in the Josh.
Cleveland, right?
If I'm Cleveland.
If you're gonna give up
plus, he's been in the Josh McDaniels system for a while. Been under the GOAT, Tom Brady.
Why they're drafting guys they haven't seen 16 games from. You've seen more from him than you have out of a draft pick.
True, but it's a reason why you can't push one guy out. If you're that much of a threat or if you're that valuable, it's kind of tough. So now I'm scratching my head like, I know Tom Brady is a GOAT, but at the same time, when Tom Brady was out, they played 2 quarterbacks.
So some comps here, Matt Castle and Matt Schaub both commanded 2nd-round equity. But because the Browns have so much, I think that drives it up. That's my math.
Okay.
What about Malcolm Butler, who we've seen more than 16 games from?
No question, man. I think you got to lock this guy, Malcolm Butler, in. I mean, this guy, I think Miss Cynthia just told me
free agent.
He leads the team, but one of the top 3 in the team in tackles, which says a lot to me. Which says when a guy's checking one-on-one, he's able and willing to tackle. And he goes up against the best pretty much week in and week out. A guy unheard of who made his name in a Super Bowl, who sealed the deal for the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. This guy isn't afraid of anything. I've seen him check Antonio Brown, not totally, but just enough. But at the same time, when you have a confident cornerback and knows the system, you got to sign the guy.
Dante Hightower?
Dante Hightower, he's a run stopper. He's the enforcer. He's the guy we really don't talk about a lot. He's not making the splash plays, but he's doing all the dirty work. He's getting the sacks. He's running into the running backs. He's causing sacks in the Super Bowl. This guy, Dante Hightower, we don't talk about this guy, but I think he's probably the most valuable guy than the 2 guys we just named.
So you're totally right that he's not a statistical darling, like his numbers aren't jumping off the page. But if you look at his advanced math, it's a lot better. So if you look at things that didn't happen, like how many yards didn't happen when he was on the field, how many times he didn't miss a tackle, he's even gotten better with Jamie Collins being gone. And if you adjust it for all of his stats, adjusting them for who their opponents are. So you're totally right. The exact number of tackles isn't the thing to look at. I think he'll get franchise tagged.
Okay.
Because he turned down about $10 million before the season.
Gotcha.
So, and middle linebackers get about $11 million is the market with Luke Kuechly.
That's not a bad
Martellus Bennett has already said post-Super Bowl that people tend to overpay for Super Bowl winners. So I'm not an analytics expert, but that would lead me to believe that he might not be returning to New England because they do not like to overpay. What do you think?
So reports are that he turned down $7 million before the season even started, and remember he came over from Chicago for a 4th-round draft pick. So turning down $7 million would have made him the 12th highest-paid tight end in the league. And obviously that other guy on his team, he gets paid $9 million, just in case anyone's keeping track at home. Something to point out about Martellus Bennett that not every other tight end has, the number of snaps he played in the slot, about 40%. That was surprising to me because you don't use him seen in as many different positions as Rob Gronkowski, but he did play 40. He did lead the team in number of receiving touchdowns, and he had the second most receiving yards on the team. So his versatility could drive his price up. I say about $8 million.
And I can think of a team that can use him, his hometown team, the Houston Texans.
Okay.
Bill O'Brien.
Heard of him?
You know, obviously they like to use the tight end. He's been in New England. I think that would be a great place for him to go.
I say, why not stay in New England? I mean, it's one thing about overpricing or
He wants
paying
to
the
get
guy.
paid.
One team that love to play their tight ends, pay their tight ends, is the New England Patriots.
All right, good stuff. Cynthia Freeland, thanks so much.
So smart.
So smart.